My entitled brother-in-law demanded we buy gifts for all 15 kids. Then he attacked me over a Roomba and got arrested for it, plus 2 updates. My husband, who is 32, has a very large family. In total, I think his father has 8 brothers and sisters. They all got married and had 2 to 6 children each. Now all their children are grown up and starting families as well. We are looking at easily, I believe, 15 children in the family as of right now. We all get together for Christmas every year at his grandparents' house. Sounds great, right? Normally, after Thanksgiving, we pick names for the children's gift swap. There is also a men and women gift swap, which my husband and I, who do not have children, join in on. Now, to give you an idea of how the gifting has been for the last 10 years, my husband and I would buy gifts for his parents, his brother and wife, and their 4 kids. Great, awesome, it works fine. But last year, they said they would rather we just bought gifts for the kids, so we did. We got them the same things we'd always gotten them, books at their reading level, PJs, and some kind of puzzle. They were upset, but we couldn't place why. We also didn't get any gifts at all, which we didn't comment on, but my husband admitted he was a bit hurt to get nothing from his parents, while his brother and sister-in-law got gifts. I am not a super social person, so I spent most of Thanksgiving reading a book and watching one of the youngest cousins sleep. Eventually, we all gathered up so the kids could draw names of their cousins for the gift swap. They finished that up, and then my husband's brother, who we'll just call Timmy, says, "An uncle husband will buy all the kids a gift too." My husband and I just gave him a look like, what the hell? We laughed and said, "Oh no, haha, we'll just be bringing the candy again this year." His brother then started in, saying that we should buy all of the children gifts since we have none, and that it wasn't very Christian of us to not bless the children with our good fortune. My husband at this point pulled him aside into the kitchen and told him he wasn't buying all of the cousins' gifts, and if he wanted to, he was welcome to. They started to argue, and Timmy yelled that we shouldn't come to Christmas anymore. I handed over the baby I was holding, and we left. We said we'd email them about it later when they calmed down enough to talk like adults. My husband is really upset, and his parents are agreeing with Timmy that we should be giving more gifts since we have no one to buy them for. He threw the fact that we get no gifts from anyone at them, and they said we were adults now and Christmas is for kids. He pointed out they still gifted Timmy and his wife things, but they said that we'd already bought it, might as well. But I have been shopping with his mother, and she already bought gifts for Timmy's wife Candy again this year. I'm frustrated and feel like no one is handling any of this well. After I posted, I showed my husband the thread, and we sent an email. We haven't been answering phone calls from them, and asked them to please just read and reply via email so that we have time to think and respond calmly. We got a lot of nasty voicemails for it. We're going to let them simmer some more and keep ignoring their calls since they keep yelling. Update. So, I'm not 100% sure where I should start. I'm about 3 drinks in just to calm myself. I showed my husband the original post after we talked, and he agreed that we needed some more input. I pointed out the favoritism of his brother over him in almost everything, and even made a list showing times it had happened. To keep things clear, let's name the key players. My husband is Todd, his brother is Timmy, his sister-in-law is Candy, his mother is Rhonda, his father is Keith, his aunt is Kira, and his cousin is Ben. We went over the texts from his family, which were all just spiteful things about how we waste our money, time, and life volunteering, and don't spend enough time with them. It started out telling Todd he was being a candy-ass bitch who is whipped by his cold, harpy, child-hating wife, and it just got worse from there. So we sent an email just from Todd. We decided we'd just forward it to his parents if it got out of hand, but no problem, Timmy did it for him. Basically, we sent a calm email saying, "Tim, I'm sending this so we can talk about what happened on Thanksgiving. I don't understand why you volunteered us to buy gifts. Is something going on? Is someone having financial problems? We would gladly help anyone who asked." Being set up like that in front of young children was rude, not to mention you telling us we aren't allowed at Christmas now. The texts and angry voicemails were also uncalled for. Please take some time and get back to me. I hope we can work this out. Yes, well, that went over about as well as water on a grease fire. Timmy forwarded the email to Rhonda and Keith, Kira, and Ben sent us an email letting us know what Timmy did and said he was sorry. Ben and Timmy are actually really close, so it was nice to see he thought Timmy was being unreasonable. Timmy's reply was shocking. He called me a cold, child-hating harpy and said I sleep around. He claimed I'm an atheist, or a Muslim or something, and that I'm dragging Todd from the church and his family. He said we are wasting our lives volunteering with animals and that helping refugees was un-American. He said this was my fault, since I am a first-generation American and don't understand what it means to be one. Just for context, my father is German and moved to the US when he was 20 to marry my mother. So I'm a pasty white chick, but I guess because my dad isn't American, that's bad. At this point, we're kind of laughing and crying and just shocked. We spent the rest of the day trying to enjoy our day off together. Then, surprise, his parents drove all the way out to talk to us. I say talk, but it was more like being talked at. They asked me to leave so they could talk to Todd about his actions and rude email. Todd said no, and said I was his family and his wife, and we were handling this together. They then tried to convince us we had said bad words in front of the family, that we didn't love Jesus anymore, and repeated some of what Timmy had said. When his father started to insult me, and then my father, Todd was done. He stood up and said, "Thank you for coming to visit us in our home for the first time, but we have errands to run and you need to leave now." They refused. He told them they had to go or he'd call the police. They left. He cried, I cried, and our cats knocked over their cups. We ended up calling my dad and telling him everything. He told us they have talked badly about me to him before. Something like, "You should be able to fix your child still, we're still working on ours." We decided we aren't going to their Christmas either way. I told Todd I can't go back there again, nor can I look at any of them the same. They have always been nice and polite to my face, but I guess it was all a lie. My dad and brother are coming into town, and Todd said he just wants a small Christmas and feels closer to them anyway. We aren't going to Christmas or talking to them until after the holidays are over. Update. I wish this update was, we all made up and Christmas will be so great. But it's not. Yesterday we had a small Christmas party with some friends since we will be leaving on the 24th for a holiday. My friend Sandy grew up near me, and she also became friends with Timmy and his wife. We had told her there was a tiff but didn't elaborate. Big mistake. She tagged us in a Facebook post, showing a photo of the two of us drinking and dancing around her new Roomba, which was a big combined gift from us. So, Timmy saw the post. Not only did he take offense to us drinking, he really flipped his lid about her getting a Roomba. He lost his mind in the comments and then showed up at our apartment. I was in the shower when Timmy arrived. I heard someone knocking on the door, which had to be pretty loud for me to hear it. I finished up around midway through Todd and Timmy fighting. Todd said Timmy was beating the door down. He opened it but refused to let Timmy any further than the hallway. Timmy was yelling at him about the gift, about his lack of church-going, about us going out of town, demanding his kids' gifts, and asking where we got off buying such a pricey gift for someone who isn't family. Around this point, I come out of the shower in my PJs. It's nearly 1 a.m. now. I came out to see Timmy. I'm shocked. Todd tells Timmy it's late and they can talk when we get back from our holiday. Timmy pushes Todd, and Todd falls back into the wall, putting a dent into it. This woke up my dad and my brother Theo. I moved in front of Todd since Timmy was pulling back to hit him, and he hit me, knocking me down on top of Todd. My dad and Theo restrained him, and our next-door neighbor, who had been woken up, called 911. The cops showed up and separated all of us. An ambulance was also called since Todd cut his arm on a dish that broke and my face was quickly turning purple. The cops asked us if we wanted to press charges. I started to say no, but Todd said yes. So Timmy was arrested, and we went to the emergency room since Todd needed stitches. Our phones have been blowing up ever since. I turned mine off. Rhonda and Keith have been blowing up Todd's phone. He's only answered them in texts, telling them what happened, that we would not drop the charges or pay his bail, and to stop contacting us at all. Between the last update and this one, we had talked to some other family members who all disagreed with Timmy, so we thought maybe by next year we could be friends again. That isn't the case anymore. There is no coming back from this. We'll be filing a restraining order when we get home. Todd is talking about us moving out of our home state, and my dad and Theo think it's a good idea. My dad is annoyed that I wouldn't let him hit Timmy, so he's sulking a bit, but I think it's more that he's upset we have lost another family. So, yeah. I get to enjoy my trip with a black eye, Todd has a 4-inch gash on his arm, my dad is sulking, and my brother is happy since he's smoking pot. A plus Christmas.